I went over to Kale's best friend's house to do a sauna.
There's more to Jojo Snow than just bikini photos and viral farm life videos. Who is Jojo really behind the camera? Where is she from? What's her real name? And what is the story of Jojo's love of life? Today we're diving into the personal life of this mysterious content creator who's taken YouTube by storm. Stay tuned, because you won't believe some of the twists in her story. Well, first dive into the main topic. Who was Jojo Snow married to and what happened to her husband? Jojo Snow's fans often wonder about the man who once shared the spotlight with Jojo, her husband. But behind the smiles and lifestyle posts, there's a quieter, more tragic story. Jojo was married to Kale Nicodemus, who, for the most part, stayed out of the public eye. But back in 2021, a devastating tragedy struck the life of Jojo Snow. Her husband, Kale, suffered a catastrophic brain injury that led to cardiac arrest. Despite the doctor's desperate attempts to save him, Kale passed away, leaving behind a grieving Jojo, who, at the time, had shared that she was expecting their first child. Jojo had envisioned a life with Kale, raising their child together. But with his sudden death, that dream shattered. In a deeply emotional YouTube video titled, "The Fog After I Lost My Husband," Jojo opened up about the chaos that followed Kale's death, including the pain of planning his funeral and their dreams of having a baby together. She's spoken multiple times across her videos about the overwhelming grief and the emptiness left behind. And ever since, one question has quietly lingered in the minds of fans and followers. What happened to the child Jojo Snow said she was expecting? Some online sources suggest she gave birth, while others say she didn't. The truth? Still a mystery. Jojo has remained tight-lipped about the subject, never confirming, never denying. Her social media is silent when it comes to any mention of a child. As this could be her way of protecting something deeply personal, it has sparked ongoing speculation. Is Jojo Snow hiding her child from the public eye? Or was her pregnancy journey tragically cut short alongside the loss of her husband? While one possibility paints a touching picture of a mother shielding her child from the harsh spotlight, the other holds a much heavier emotional weight. But still, she has never clearly answered that lingering question. Until she decides to share more, this remains one of the quiet mysteries behind the sorrowful chapters of her life. Jojo hails from Kansas, a state often overlooked when it comes to social media fame. But she's changed that narrative completely. Surrounded by endless fields, rustic barns, and honest labor, Jojo built her identity as a creator who celebrates simplicity, strength, and sensuality, all grounded in her Kansas roots. Her rural background isn't just aesthetic, it's who she is. From tending livestock to handling heavy machinery, Jojo has never shied away from showing the real grit of farm life, proving that Kansas isn't just about cornfields, it's where powerful women grow too. Whether it's showcasing her cowboy boots, her rustic kitchen, or the wide blue skies of the Midwest, she uses her content to represent a very personal and powerful version of rural American femininity. Jojo isn't just posing in front of hay bales, she's the real deal. Before her rise on YouTube, she lived the authentic life of a farmer. Early on, she took charge of managing livestock, planting crops, and maintaining the land. Her hands were often dirty, her days long, and her lifestyle honest. What set her apart was how she turned this hardworking farm life into a digital empire. With stunning visuals, candid storytelling, and a confident personality, Jojo transitioned from full-time farmer to full-time influencer without ever abandoning her roots. She brings awareness to the farming lifestyle, highlighting its beauty, struggles, and empowerment, especially for women in agriculture. Another question many fans ask, and yet it remains somewhat of a mystery, is her real name. While Jojo may be a nickname or shortened version of her first name, Snow is most likely a pseudonym. Her brand thrives on a blend of mystique and relatability, and not revealing her full name adds to that allure. The next topic is interesting, as it talks about Jojo Snow's bikini ice baths and Jojo Snow bikini photos. One thing that has undeniably contributed to Jojo Snow's viral appeal is her striking bikini content, especially those now famous ice bath videos. Jojo regularly shares footage of herself stepping into icy tubs, often outdoors, surrounded by snow or cold weather landscapes, all while wearing a swimsuit or bikini. At first glance, some viewers are simply intrigued by the visual contrast, a woman in a bikini surrounded by ice and frost. But there's so much more behind it. She's addressed the topic openly in her videos, explaining that ice baths are not just for show. For Jojo, they're a form of therapy, both physical and emotional. After the devastating loss of her husband, Jojo turned to cold plunges as a way to manage her stress, anxiety, and grief. The practice of cold immersion is known to release endorphins, reduce inflammation, and promote mental clarity, something Jojo has openly talked about on her channel. Of course, the bikini aspect of it can't be ignored. It grabbed attention. Her confidence, combined with the visual aesthetics of the rural backdrop, snow and rustic beauty, created an online presence that people couldn't stop watching. Jojo has mastered the art of balancing strength with sensuality. While some criticize her for posting bikini photos in between farming content, many fans praise her for being unapologetically confident. But Jojo has made it clear, this isn't about thirst traps or gimmicks. It's about showing resilience, embracing your body, and doing something uncomfortable, both physically and emotionally. Her fans have praised her for being raw, unfiltered, and empowering, showing that femininity and inner strength can absolutely coexist. So while the thumbnails may attract viewers initially, it's the deeper message of healing, empowerment, and self-love that keeps them coming back. Jojo Snow's YouTube channel is where her fans get the full package: vlogs, farming tutorials, story times, and lifestyle content that's both raw and refined. She built her following not with gimmicks, but with authenticity and a unique mix of country charm and influencer savvy. Her storytelling ability, along with her magnetic presence, has made her a standout in a sea of creators. And guess what? Jojo ain't alone. Standing firmly beside her is Zack, a humble farmer from her hometown and someone she found during one of the loneliest times of her life. Zack came from generations of farmers, and under Zack's guidance, Jojo transformed her farm into a wonderland. We can see Zack is featured almost in every Jojo's videos. Well, there was no romance at first, but later, the slow, steady trust blossomed into a wonderful relationship. Zack isn't just a friend now, he is something more. Well, a sidekick for Jojo, and yes, definitely the one who Jojo can trust with all her life. But the future plans of Wedding Bells have not been decided yet. We'll update you with future videos if Jojo has some big plans for this relationship. Last but not least, with multiple revenue streams, YouTube ad revenue, brand partnerships, merch, plus working on the farm, it's estimated that Jojo Snow's net worth could be anywhere from $500,000 to just over $1 million. That's not just from views, but from building a brand that resonates with both rural America and urban fans who dream of escape. Her success proves that you don't need to live in LA or New York to become a top-tier influencer. Sometimes, all it takes is a phone, a farm, and some serious work ethic. For those interested in learning more about Jojo's story, her YouTube channel provides further insights into her experiences and reflections. That's the end of this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because there's more stories like this coming your way.